everyone, and welcome to One United. This is Wali Siddiqui, joined in with Ekus and Din Thomas, and we're back again. And it's just a few hours ago before we faced two Wolves, and we might be uploading this a little bit late, but this is immediately after the game. And well, not a really good display at Old Trafford, a nil-nil draw, stalemate. And I'm sick and tired of facing Wolves this season. This was the fourth time that we faced Wolves, and we've only scored twice against them. And yeah, it was sort of a boring game. But we did. There was a positive thing. That was Bruno Fernandes. He looked quite sharp. He played quite well. Looked like a proper leader over there. We'll just take your opinions over here, Dinete. So first and foremost, let's start on the positives. I'm pretty sure that you agree with it that Bruno Fernandes has certain potential that can probably influence United to do good things in the future.
Yep, I 100% agree. His first game, I think he only had one training session before he played, and he put in a good shift. He controlled the midfield. People say that he came back playing as a CDM, but I think the reason why he came back is to collect the ball and go forward. And yeah, and he had the most touches, most shots on target, most shots taken. I think he would be really good, especially when McTominay and Pogba comes into the team. But or at least if McTominay comes in, because if McTominay, Fred, and Bruno Fernandes are the three midfield, Bruno can play up front with McTominay and Fred covering for him behind. That would be like the best situation or I mean, the best formation in which we can take the best use of Bruno Fernandes. But overall, his first game was really good. Again, I'm gonna rate him after like 5-10 games because I mean, like we used to rate Maguire and really highly after the Chelsea game, and he hasn't been that. I mean, right now he's been doing well, but yeah, like he had his ups and downs. So I would wait for like at least 10 games or something to actually rate him as a player.
Well, but honestly, if you ask me, Dinette, we did get to see some leadership qualities in Bruno Fernandes in a way that, if you consider this, that was his first game, and he was actually guiding some of the players as to where he wants them to be when he passes the ball. He was talking to Daniel James about releasing the ball quicker. So that just clearly implies that he doesn't give a shit about who's there for a very long time. He's just going to play his game. And the good thing was that he was a positive player. He was playing forward passes, though he might be losing the ball. But that is something which we need right now. And with Pogba in the fray, I think we might be able to do something really well with this midfield duo. Ekus, uh, if you're listening to us right now, your microphone is switched off. But yeah. So, Ekus, don't you think that Bruno Fernandes, he started as the playmaker? He was in the advanced role. But Solskjaer, when he saw that Pereira is consistently losing the ball at the defensive midfield region, he decided to play Pereira up front and Bruno Fernandes at the back so that they might be more controlled. So isn't it just sad to see that one of your best players, I think it's the same thing which is happening to Paul Pogba.
I feel that's been happening for like three managers now, and we are not qualified to. We're not qualified in that position to speak about it. But as a opinion, we have the right to give, is it is unbelievable that Pereira is a Manchester United player. He is a horrible, horrible footballer. He should be loaned to Celta Vigo with with no option to buy back. And I just feel that he is awful. And Bruno Fernandes was amazing to watch. I think I enjoyed his game. I loved the shots he took from long range. I feel he could have gone a step or two closer to the box, but uh, I enjoyed his game.
Yep, like you just said, Pereira, I actually do not believe it that he's Brazilian. And well, they really need to check his passport because he is having a shocking campaign for Manchester United. And it's basically quite, surprising. It's either Andreas Pereira when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer subs him out, then it's Jesse Lingard coming in. So it's basically selecting between the lesser evils, and it's quite difficult at the moment. But yeah, it was another disappointing display in it. You think that top four is gone, and so do I believe that I think it is gone because we had another chance to narrow the gap with Chelsea. But do you think that is truly gone, considering the fact that McTominay, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford probably might be back?
I yes, I think because I believe we had enough chances to like get into the top four this season, like since December. We should have been inside. We should have been a top four team by now. Like we should have easily have overtaken Chelsea by beating teams like Aston Villa. Sheffield United, I can say that was a draw, but then losing to Burnley, Watford, drawing with Everton, drawing with Wolves at home. I think we gave up way too many chances that Chelsea gave us to be in top four. That being said, I think Chelsea also would probably drop out of the top four. I think now the team that's most likely to get top four would be Tottenham, and I think we might get either fifth or sixth if depending on how Wolves and Sheffield United continue their season.
I think it's about who's going to be more shit right now because it's totally done and dusted. We already know that who's going to be the winners, and sadly, it is Liverpool. 22 points is the cushion that they have right now at the top, and this is the highest cushion that anyone has ever had in Premier League
I feel
history.
it's
So,
not a cushion; it's a sofa.
yeah, it is a sofa. It's a bloody bunk bed, I guess. So it's a king size bed at the moment, man. And it's good. Yeah, so it has been worthwhile because they're just enjoying their time in the Premier League at the moment. And fair enough, they have the best manager in the world, best team in the world with the best system. Let's talk about United. Ekus, do you think that United will be able to make the top four?
Yeah, I'm 100% certain that we have a great chance that we can finish in top
100%.
four. I have a hundred
Whoa.
percent feeling that they have a great chance,
Wow, man.
Okay.
Quite. That's quite optimistic from you, man.
and I feel that they do not need to drop points against. If they can win against Chelsea, then for sure I think they will have enough momentum and confidence to go above them. But if they lose to them, then I feel there's a bad chance that they won't make it. But they need to start beating teams below them, and the majority of the teams we face are below them. So I feel I feel that we are going to finish top four with Igualo coming in and fit Pogba. We can get it.
Well, the Chelsea game is going to be a massive fixture in the context of the Premier League and the top
Sorry,
four race.
my jacket.
Okay, Ekus is at the airport right now. Because he's
He's
going to
signing
Philly,
for
right?
he's signing for an ISL club.
Oh, I hope I wish you could have been the director of football so you could have scouted some players for us, man. Anyways, what I was saying was that that game against Chelsea is going to be massive, and if didn't I think we lose that game, then I think
Mhm.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will have to pull off a Mourinho and focus on the Europa League because that seems like the only chance of probably qualifying for Champions League. But I'm not confident for that either. What about you?
Even me, I think this season there's so many teams in the Europa League. Even if you look at Inter Milan, they literally signed a whole team just to play in the Europa League, which is good enough to win the Europa League as well. Like Ashley Young, Victor Moses, Christian Eriksen. Like if you put a team of all the United, Tottenham
Premier League
rejects,
rejects.
yeah, they would still get a decent team to challenge for Europa League. So if you come up against Inter Milan, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a really tough game. Lukaku would bang a hat trick, silence Old Trafford. Can only imagine that happening. So Europa League is going to be really hard. It's not going to be as easy as how it was when Mourinho was our manager. I mean, all the teams apart from Ajax were quite low in terms of our standard, and luckily in the final Ajax choked, which is why we won that. So this season, I don't think Europa League is going to be as easy to get. And if you look at the Premier League, even if you beat Chelsea, I still think Tottenham have a better chance than us to be in the top four because I think they are being more let's say consistent than us, and they also have a game against us at their home. So if they beat us and if they also beat Chelsea, also I think that's also going to be at their home. They will
Correct.
pretty much get the, and I think they're done with us. Like they don't have that many tough games coming up as us, but yeah, like I think it will be easy for
Bro,
them to get top four.
Chelsea has I think Liverpool coming up in the end of the season and Arsenal, and
Yeah,
we
I don't think
have
I don't think Chelsea is going to get top four. I think they'll be falling. I think we can also beat them at Stamford Bridge. They think they have a very poor record in Stamford Bridge. We already beat them once. We beat them at our home. But I still think overall, even if we beat them, I still think we might fall short of top four.
I'm honestly quite disappointed with Wolves because they have the perfect team, they have the perfect manager, the perfect system, and they still haven't been able to make it to the top four because I think they have it more in them than Sheffield United at the moment. But we'll just wait and watch what happens. Because another disappointing display was against the Wolves. And what do you think is going wrong at the moment? Why do we keep discussing about what needs to happen? What do you think is happening which is wrong at the moment for the club? Forget about the transfer window and all that. Let's talk about the system, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and why aren't we good at the field?
Uh, I think the problem with the team is there is no confidence up front. The players are, I don't know why Martial isn't performing, but the other, James, he's very, very low on confidence. Even though his game time is like very high, he is not performing. At the same time, that Martial isn't performing, and there are fit forwards, and if they're not scoring goals, we are not going to score. And I just feel I don't know why Maguire keeps missing headers, and Bruno is new in midfield, so it's all in transition period. It's been 7 years, so this is what this is where we are.
Yes, you spoke about Anthony Martial over here. I'm pretty sure that Dinette has a handful to say about him, and this is where things are going to get interesting. So, Dinette, what do you have to say about your favorite player, Anthony Martial?
It's not like I hate him. It's just that I'm so annoyed by his inconsistency and the fact that everyone keeps. I mean, the Marshall FC people keep saying that he needs Pogba to play with him, or Rashford to play with him, or like someone else to play with him. And if you are going to be a number nine, especially because I remember people were saying that he should have been number nine, not number 11. He got his jersey, he got his position. I don't know what else does he want. He needs like 10 other superstars for him to perform. Then I don't think he's a good player. He just relies on other people more than him individually. And now speaking about James, I feel like he was supposed to be a squad player, and we
Right.
used him way too much this whole season. So I'm not gonna blame him so much for his performance. I can totally understand. He's only 18. He just came from a championship club. We weren't supposed to use him, but again, due to our squad depth being so thin, we are made to play him all like almost every game, or the other option is either Pereira or Lingard.
Right.
So yeah, I mean with Anthony Marshall, I think he's very inconsistent. He should up his game up. Every time when we counter at the break, I can see Mata be going into the box and some other midfielder going into the box before Marshall. He would be still standing outside the penalty box. I don't know for what, when the winger or the back is trying to put in the crossing. So yeah, some of the stuff he does really frustrates me. But again, we don't have anyone, so that's where we are.
Right. So I'll just weigh in into this. Why I feel that though even I agree to it that Anthony Martial is going through a poor run of form. I agree to that. But a majority of that is also because of the system, I feel. Because if you clearly see Bruno Fernandes in his very first game, like I said earlier, he was supposed to play as a central attacking midfielder, the number 10. But within 25 minutes, you could see that he wasn't receiving much of the ball. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had no other choice but to drop him down. And then he had to come down because he wasn't getting that passes in quick frequency. And I think with Anthony Martial playing as a false number 9, as a midfielder, you could also say that he comes in short because of which he's not able to go back as well. So I think that service is not there. And if you see, whenever Anthony Martial, Rashford, and James were working in tandem, you would always see Rashford making the runs, James making the runs, and then Anthony Martial just flicks it towards him, which then creates a gap because of the defenders covering Rashford for Martial to run in. So that isn't happening at the moment. So basically, yes, he is going through a shitty form at the moment, but you also have to consider the fact, I feel, that Pogba, Martial, these players, Rashford, they need certain players from which they can bounce off because they can't single-handedly, just do things on their own. That's what I feel.
That's hundred
Ekus, what about
percent
you?
true.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just feel like yeah, that's true, and that's 100% logical. But that didn't mean that he's a good player then, because if you're relying so much on other, like he if he can't like take a game by his own, he's not a world class talent. Like we won't say like Mbappe or some other player in the French squad would be like, oh, like we're gonna make sure that other players around him are performing. That doesn't give him a chance to play bad, like which is why my frustration is with Martial, because everyone says he used to be the next big talent, the young player, but I just don't see him as that top quality player. He's a good player. He does things when he's on his form, but most of the time it's just disappointing.
I feel that he's too predictable and he is inconsistent, too predictable, and he stays loyal to his only one trait, which is his step over, and everyone knows which side he's gonna go. So I feel he needs to start using other tricks in his book and start performing. He doesn't. If you see that he does not even take shots in the game. Some games he's going without taking shots. So he should take his chances, and if not, then just drop him and play Mason. I mean, Mason Greenwood would
Right.
be able to take those chances.
Exactly. So yeah, if Mason Greenwood can play in this system that we are playing, that doesn't mean Marshall has an excuse of like when Mason came on, he had more shots. He tried to do things on his own, which Marshall was lacking for like 70,
So,
75 minutes.
Dinette, but I agree to that. Why is it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer then starting Mason Greenwood more frequently? If you can clearly see that Daniel James is going through a burnout at the moment, and he's also being quite predictable at the moment. So why not start Mason Greenwood, who could create a goal out of nothing? Who could even shoot outside the box? So why isn't he selecting him?
I get why he. The only reason I can think of is that he doesn't want him also to burn out like James, because he must have realized that Mason is younger than James. If he is to like play like 20 games in a row like James or someone, he is also gonna wear him down. So he's trying to use him as an impact substitute, which I kind of get it, but I think he always make his substitution really late in like 70, 75th minute. But yeah, like uh, but he's still a kid. Like I also wouldn't want him rushing just because he's the one who's scoring goals.
And what also surprised me in the last game, Ekus, was that in the 87th minute, Solskjaer made two substitutions. In the 87th minute, he brought Diego Dalla on and Jesse Lingard. So what's the point of bringing in two players in the final 2 minutes? I honestly did not get it. But Igalo is now here. Odion Igalo, he's now a Manchester United player, and I think him being in the squad might just add pressure on Martial. He might up his game now. Do you think that he might be able to prove to be an impact signing? Was there a need to sign him according to you, or do you think it's a short-term fix? Ekas, you there?
I feel
Yeah.
that he is definitely a short-term fix. I have not really seen him play for 3 years now, and I don't have good memories of him playing. But
Right.
I just hope he can make some kind of impact. He can maybe act as a chicharito for us, give us some poacher goals, and
Right.
um, just finish some of the easy chances we get and end up screwing them up. So I feel he's going to make an impact, but it's going to be for 6 months, and I feel his goals can get us to top four because we're
Right.
missing a finisher. So that's what I feel.
Right, didn't it? I think that it is basically a win-win situation with the Igalo deal. The reason is because it's a 6 month deal. If it works out, all fine and dandy. If it doesn't work out, it's a 6 month deal after all. So obviously, no point. But the thing which annoys me at the moment is that Solskjaer said in his press conference, post-match conference after the City game, that he wanted a striker who would break his nose to score a goal. My friend, you already had that striker when you had Romelu Lukaku. Why did you let him go? If you had him at this moment, I honestly felt that we could have been challenging for top four. And he is one of those scrappy goal scorers. He just gets inside that box and he'll make sure that he'll score the goal. So why did you let him go in the first place if you wanted a similar striker in the January transfer market?
I'm more pissed with Ole, not for Lukaku, because I think Lukaku people like even the fans were getting frustrated with his first touch. He doesn't play well in big games. There were so many issues with Lukaku. He was a bad he was a bad teammate because the whole issue with him releasing all the records and stuff in his social media. So I mean even though Lukaku is a good striker, I don't think in the long run he's not a good United player. But one person who I'm really pissed why Ole sold him was Fellaini. He sold him to a Chinese club, and he's bringing on Igalo to do exactly what Fellaini used to do for
Exactly.
Mourinho and Van Gaal. So in that sense, yeah, I'm kind of pissed off with that. But again, not Ole, Igalo, Igalo is he's a different kind of forward which we don't have. He's physical, he's tall, he has good heading ability. He finished top scorer in the African Cup of Nations for Nigeria, and I don't know what he's doing in China, but when he was a Premier League player for Watford, he was quite effective for them. So like again, yeah, I think it's a win-win situation that we have a extra person to play for like 6 months in the forward line, which not only that not it's not just because that how well he would do, but it will also give a rest to the other players. Like let's say James is going to be rested, we can shift Marshall to the left wing and see how he's over there. So in that sense, overall, I think it's a good deal. It's just for 6 months, like you said. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, he can go back. But also, he's a
Right.
boyhood United fan, so hopefully he will try to improve his game and get us results.
Because there was
Okay,
a
guys,
meme surfacing.
I
Yeah.
have to go.
You like,
I am
oh, you're
about to
boarding the
climb.
flight. Yeah, so Ekus is now has now left for Philly, and he will be there within a couple of hours. I don't know how long does it take Dinette from New Jersey to Philly?
I think about 2 hours, 1 hour like that. So
All right, so you'll be meeting him.
no, he's a
You don't
busy
want to meet
man.
him.
No, he said he's a busy man, so I don't know.
All right, let's finish it over here. We'll talk.
Yeah,
We were talking about Igalo, and yep. Now that since he is a Manchester United man, even though in the beginning I thought it was kind of a weird deal, but we will be backing him. He's a United player, and I really hope that he scores close to 15 goals, because if he does that, we are definitely qualifying for the top for the Champions League next season. Okay, another interesting thing that I would like to ask you, Dinette, in case if United do manage to make it to the Champions League, will you stick with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or will you go for someone like Mauricio Pochettino?
I think the board has already decided on hiring Pochettino at the end of the season. This is similar
Right.
to what happened with Louis van Gaal when he had this really bad phase in which in December, January, where the football was really bad. We didn't get any results, and but we won the FA Cup in the end. But still, he
Right.
was sacked. I think it's a similar situation with Ole Gunnar, because I feel like the board has already contacted Pochettino, and one of the reasons why he hasn't got the Bayern Munich job would be that they must have told him to like wait till the end of the season. They would give him a higher package if he joins
Mm,
United. So that's probably one of the reasons, or the rumors being spread around. And yeah, if that's the case, I mean, again, I feel like top four is really difficult. Might be a miracle if we get it through Europa League. And even if we do get Champions League, there might be some people who say that maybe, I mean, if we were to get Champions League and somehow either by Europa League or by the league, that means Ole kind of has picked the team to play in his way. So
right.
in that sense, it makes sense to keep Ole for the job. But if not, I mean, it could go either ways. But I still think maybe they might not be in touch with. Maybe they might not keep him. Oh wait,
Well,
sorry.
it's come to a
I meant no. He might be the manager if we get Champions League to
right.
honor his contract. But if we don't, clearly it's gonna be Pochettino or someone.
I honestly feel that the Glazers would love to have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because number one, he is one of the cheapest managers out there. Like, you do not
Mm-hmm.
have to pay much money to have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And secondly, he will not talk slack against you like Mourinho did.
Your audio
Like
is
Mourinho
breaking.
did. So he will not talk slack against you. And this is why I feel a little bit sorry and a little bit agitated for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because when he started, he was a free-spirited man who spoke whatever he wanted to. He played with a free-spirited approach over there, that 4-3-3 formation, and we were just running over teams. But all of a sudden, as soon as he got appointed as the permanent manager, we got changes in formation, players leaving and no players coming in
Mm-hmm.
place of them. And then, his press conferences has been quite weird. And when he especially said that when Manchester City played their first game, we've been going to places, that was just odd. And it's just strange to see what's happened to him. And it's just a matter of time before I think he's going to get the sack. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out. and with Mauricio Pochettino. There are rumors that Pochettino will only sign for United if things go his way and the Glazers and it would listen to him on the basis of transfers and all that. So we just have to wait and watch on what happens on that end. Well, the common denominator is that we all hate Glazers. So sooner or later, I just hope that they leave, man, because they're just sucking the life out of a club.
True, true, so true. But
Yeah.
that's the most hardest thing. I mean, as a football fan, we can't. It's hard. We might have a say on the manager. We might have a say on a player. We can boo. We can leave the stadium and stuff. But eventually, all that would mainly go to the manager at most. The board has to. They are parasites. They keep feeding on our success, and it's going to be really hard. It's not just our club. There's also Newcastle in a similar situation. Arsenal, even though their board has become a bit more listening to the fans. But yeah, I think it's going to be really hard unless some Saudi or a Russian guy comes and buy us out.
Some billionaire. And by the way, did you hear what Mikel Arteta said yesterday in the post-match press conference? He's giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer quite a bit of a competition in that.
What did he say?
Well, he gave an excuse in which he said that the grass was. He pointed with his fingers. He basically had his fingers up there, and he said that the grass was this big. They did not water it much.
Oh my God.
So Mikel is at the wheel, man.
Both of them. I mean, yeah. I mean, even Lampard. I think he's also not being backed by the Chelsea board, which is surprising because I thought Chelsea board is quite listening to their managers. I mean, they demand a lot of results. I mean, like they don't win Premier League or Champions League, they're just sacked like that. But they've also been quite strict.
And I guarantee you, Frank Lampard doesn't make it to the top four, he will be sacked by Roman Abramovich. That's a guarantee.
True. I feel that too. Yeah.
Which is why I respect Zinedine Zidane the most, because he's the only world class player who's also a world class manager at the moment. Because other than that, I don't think anyone has done any well in both departments at the moment. Because he's doing it without Cristiano Ronaldo at the moment, and he's just managing to sneak out wins, which is quality for his side.
True. So, that's yeah.
Yeah, but that's Real Madrid, and I hope that we also return to winning ways. And right now, it is a depressing matter of affairs. Ekus has left us. He's gone to Philadelphia. Dinete is going to upload the video soon enough, and I'll be back to bed. And it's a draw against Wolves, 0-0. Yeah. And worst start for Manchester United in Premier League history. They're currently 7th in the league, especially after Tottenham managing to win that game against Manchester City. And still some games remaining in the league. Right now, it's a winter break. 2 weeks is what they're going to be away from the football action, and I think we deserve it as well.
Yep,
we deserve it.
Yep, no more disappointing weekends.
No more disappointment. So we'll be back soon enough. It will be Manchester United taking a trip to Stamford Bridge when they face Chelsea. And till then, keep listening to One United. Do follow us on our Instagram page, One United. And our Twitter handles will be there on the description. Do follow us. Dinete Thomas, Wali, and Ekus, as well as Paritosh, or Pari, as Dinete calls him. He's not here with us at the moment. So we will be back with you soon enough. Till then, tune into One United.
All right. See ya.